Hello, friends. Welcome to another in-engine Neverending Nightmares demo build. Why am I drawing a blank here? The new features for the 0.9 beta build. It's going to be one of our last builds. We're getting close to the end here, but besides having all the nightmares, obviously that's the big feature, is we have all the nightmares in, all the content of the game is playable from start to finish, but I wanted to draw your attention to some other things. So like, for example, look at the art on the wall. So these have actually been redone. They used to be kind of blurry and crappy, but now they're a bit sharper, and we have cool new frames. The old frames were kind of boring, so now you can see all these new frames. The idea is that, well, I guess not the idea, but basically what happened was those were some of the first art we had in the game, and the art style has come really far, and it didn't quite fit in. So another thing to look at is this table. So this table has been redrawn and looks a lot better. Yeah, the only thing, we had to actually change the placement of everything because the table is a bit, the perspective is a bit better. It used to be sort of like narrow in the depth, and so now it has more room in the depth, and so we had to change the like walkable areas, although it looks like there's some not great walkable area things there, but you know, move the objects that rest on top of it. So basically, you know, a lot of the art from the original Kickstarter demo is all going away, and that's sort of what we're working on now, is getting rid of that and adding more interactions. And so you can see all these lovely new frames with a lot more detail, a lot more interesting, better looking than the previous frames, which are kind of embarrassing if you go back and look at them. So the other interesting change is difficult to demonstrate. I don't know. Well, let's see. I guess I can try and demonstrate it while I talk about it. So let's see here. Let me just skip worlds to like baby, one of the baby setups. Where are we? So, like, one of the things I noticed at PAX was that some people are getting stuck on this setup. This setup is not the easiest in the world. I mean, hopefully people can figure it out. Anyway, so what happened, and I think it actually was worse in the demo build, is, you know, they're like, oh, maybe I can't go over here, and they backtrack to the previous setup. And so the previous setup is a lot closer. We cut out a lot of the rooms for the demo just to keep the time down, although arguably our demo may have been too long. It's like 15 or 20 minutes. So a lot of this stuff was cut out. And so I think this is, darn it, if you hold the super speed button, it's finicky. So what would happen is people would die on this first setup, and then they would actually wake up in the checkpoint for the first baby monsters. So they would essentially revert their progress and save at an earlier point. Now you're back at the second encounter, and so I'm hoping that this will sort of be a clue that you can, that you know, backtracking is not the right way. If you die and it puts you back further along, then that's good. And then also, I think at one point I lessened the number of times that you have to die to get this third cabinet in here. I don't know, a lot of people seem to have trouble with this enemy setup, so I mean, we want to keep them moving and not get stuck for too long. So we probably should look into making some enemy setups a little easier if you keep dying as well. But you know, there's a sort of a balance. I mean, some people expect horror games to be hard, and I think there's a Steam review already that says maybe the game's a little too easy, which, you know, is not the end of the world, and certainly it's meant to be easier rather than harder, but I mean, it's a fine line, and I think it's sort of difficult because, you know, we're trying to keep the game, you know, interface and you know, help message and HUD and prompt free, which is a real challenge. So let's see, what else interesting is there to talk about? Obviously, I don't want to spoil the final level. I think it's the best in the game. It's my favorite anyway. I think we did a really good job with it, and I'm really happy how it turned out. So new paintings, new frames, the checkpoint thing. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, obviously getting the new level in was a lot of work. And I mean, we fixed some bugs and you know, added some polish here and there. But I mean, I guess you know, the one thing about this build is that, you know, it's pretty close to final. We're launching on the 26th, and so well, September 26th, and so, you know, that I'm recording this on the 8th, so that doesn't give us a ton of time. So I mean, mainly we just want to try and, you know, fix up some of the art that probably needs some polishing, and also you know, add some interactions. In particular, this level, Lost Child, I don't think has very many interactions. I mean, there's the closer look of the backer portrait somewhere around here, but you know, and you can go in the cabinets, but there's not, you know, like Insanity has a lot of things you can investigate and whatnot. So it definitely seems like could use some extra interactions. As well as Destroyed Dreams, I think also is a little light on interactions. I mean, really the entire game is light on interactions, but I think those are where we need the most work, and I mean, certainly we'll try and get as much stuff in as we can, but again, we're limited on time. So anyway, I think I'm running out of things to say. I hope you enjoy the new build, and yeah, I mean, I hope when you play the final game, you enjoy it. Certainly, it's been fun working on, and we hope we put together something really cool and special. So anyway, thanks for watching.